Hello everyone and welcome back to yet another episode of Jose's Totally Rad Life. You're probably wondering why I'm starting the video off rewinding a cassette. Well, to do that, or to tell you a bit of why, I figured today I would do a video about why I use cassettes, even in the year 2025 when there's so many other ways to listen to music with vinyl. But we'll get to that more coming up.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another special episode of Jose's Totally Rad Life. I am your host, Jose. So in today's episode, I'm going to be telling you guys why I still use cassettes in the year 2025, in the 21st century. So shout out to all of you whose music collections used to look like this right here. This video is going to be for you guys. For those of you who grew up recording music off of the radio and onto a cassette, this video is also dedicated to you. And also, if you're old enough to remember your tape getting jammed in the car stereo or in the or in your Walkman, this video is going to be for you. But before we start off here, I just want to give a little tease as to some new things, new to the room. You guys are going to see this magazine in my upcoming video for the 100 best-selling albums of the 80s. Have a little look through right here. Feel free to pause that and read if you would like. But, yeah. So, I didn't want to do the countdown of best-selling albums of the 80s if I couldn't make my space look time accurate. So the following albums are going to be from 1980 to 1989. Yeah, so here is a look at my briefcase with my QR code. Feel free to scan that if you would like. Pause the video and scan it. I don't know. I mean, it's going to take you to the channel anyway. But there's my logo on the briefcase. If you're wondering what's in here, it is cassettes. And also check this out. I recently got this custom jean jacket with the channel logo embroidered onto the back. So if you guys see a dude walking around with that, it's probably me. Check that out. I want to thank my grandparents for getting that to happen. Super, super cool, right? We got Teddy Ruxpin here. We got the toys. Snake Mountain. Rocky 4. We got the Betamax player. And, of course, we have the Atari 2600. So, full 360 look at the space. We got the Steve Perry calendar. The Journey. "360-degree look at the space." Like I said, I didn't want to do it if I couldn't get it to look time period accurate. So right now the look I'm going for is early 1980s. We got Knight Rider there. We got the Sony Walkman back here. That is a original from 1979. We got Optimus Prime right here. We got Ectotron, Agent Knight, Gigawatt, and Bumblebee. And right back here, this is my certificate of authenticity. I have a actual piece of the Berlin Wall. And right down here are my vintage Rolling Stone magazines that you guys will see in my upcoming videos. But before we get to the main event of talking about why I still use cassettes, here I finally got my Def Leppard poster framed and hung up in the room. So there's the Thundercats sword up there. Yeah, but without further ado, let's get into it. So here is my 8-track stereo system. So I've always found cassettes to be fascinating, but I didn't really start to get into them really until after I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. So like I said, I didn't really start to get into cassettes until well after I saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. I had seen a couple laying around the house, but really had no interest in them. And then I saw Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw Awesome Mix Volume 1 here. And was forever changed after that. And started getting into cassettes. Now, some of you may be asking why they sound horrible. You know, they get tangled up in the tape player, you know, and they're just not a good format. Well, you know what? Rather than explaining it, I'm gonna include a link to a YouTuber who's inspired me down below, down here. This guy's name is Techmoan. He's got a great video called "Cassettes Better Than You Don't Remember." But so here we have Awesome Mix volumes 1, 2, and 3, all on cassette. You guys are going to see a lot of cassettes in my upcoming series for counting down the 100 best-selling albums of the 80s. I don't have 100 albums on cassette, but I have a very, very good collection of many of these iconic 80s albums. So here is my custom mixtape that I created for the YouTube channel. I've included many songs that I've used in various videos throughout the year. So look at side 1 and side 2. One of the perks I like about cassettes is you can record anything directly onto them, which is one of the perks and benefits that you guys had back in the day. Here I have some cassettes from the early 2000s. We have Journey's 2001 album Arrival, as well as the original motion picture soundtrack to Pearl Harbor, also from 2001. Yes, they were still putting out cassettes in 2000 and 2001. Journey and Pearl Harbor. Now, it wasn't until much later, after the Guardians of the Galaxy movies came out, that cassettes really started to make a comeback. Here I have the Super Mario Brothers soundtrack, also on cassette. This came out just a few years ago. Here we have the Tears for Fears album, The Tipping Point. If you haven't heard of that album, there it is. It's called The Tipping Point. It's a great album. I'd highly recommend checking it out. We got Def Leppard's new studio album for 2022 called Diamond Star Halos, also on a cassette. Some people like it for more of a novelty piece to display like that or something. I don't really know. We got Journey's 2022 album, Freedom. Now, there are just certain things that just sound right on a cassette. For example, synthesizers. Synthesizers sound excellent on a cassette. Other things that sound excellent on cassettes, a talk box. A talk box sounds really good on a cassette or vinyl. Here we got Bon Jovi's 2024 album, Forever, on cassette. Now, for me personally, I get very excited when a band such as Tears for Fears, Journey, or Def Leppard put out new studio material, and I know that I get my hopes up really, really high, hoping that they will release them onto a cassette, which is why when they do get released onto a cassette, it's like a really big deal for me. So, like, I wasn't there in the 80s when Tears for Fears released songs from The Big Chair with Everybody Wants to Rule the World. I wasn't there in 1987 when Def Leppard released Hysteria on cassette. I wasn't there in 1981 when Journey released Escape on cassette. And I wasn't there in 1988 when Bon Jovi released New Jersey, also on cassette. But the fact that all of those groups, all of those bands release brand new music on the format that you would have listened to it on in the 80s. It gets me really pumped up. Not only is it a really cool touchstone and a really cool memento, so that way I can say I was there when Tears for Fears released The Tipping Point, or I was there when Def Leppard released Diamond Star Halos, when Journey released Freedom, and when Bon Jovi released Forever. I can say I was there. But it's also just really, really cool. I can't say for me it's nostalgic because, like I said, I wasn't there, but it gives me a sense of what it must have been like to be there. But really quick here, want to grab the Walkman. Man, every time I pick this up, I still can't believe that I actually own it. I can't believe that this is mine still, and I've had it for over 2 years. Another reason why I love using cassettes is because of the portability of them. You guys should see TSA's reaction every time I go somewhere and I have this on me. It's great. Like they do a double take and they're like, "You have a Walkman?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Do you know how unusual and rare that is?" And I'm like, "Yep." They love it. Whenever people see me using this in public, they're like, "Bro, you have a Walkman? That's so cool." And I'm like, "I know, right?" So yeah, you can take them on the go with you. That one's the mixtape we made right there for the channel. The stickers cost me about $20. So that right there is a $20 custom cassette that I made for the channel. So keep your eyes open. I'm not sure what else to say other than coming Tuesday, we're going to start the countdown of the 100 best-selling albums of the 80s. Love you guys so much. Take care.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.